Welcome to this fursuit making tutorial. This is one on how we make our fursuit tail bases. These are the materials you will need. Quilted cotton is my preferred backing, but you can also use shaved down fur or other sturdy materials. Then here we have our webbing for the belt loops. Melt the ends, otherwise it frays. You can also use elastic, but that does stretch and deform over time. Start off by pinning the webbing to the opposite direction they will eventually sit. Then do a straight stitch a few millimeters over the edge, leave the needle in, fold the webbing over and do a zigzag stitch. Follow the zigzag stitch with a straight stitch. Then repeat this process with the other belt loop. Carefully fold a few millimeters of the bottom edge of the webbing and pin it in place. You may need to pin it with 2 pins if it doesn't want to stay in place or it splits. Do a zigzag stitch over the top and then do a straight stitch for security. Then repeat this again for the other loop. This results in an extremely sturdy base for your tail. I've had customers come back telling me they've had a kid swinging from their tail and it hasn't broken. As you can see, I can pull it pretty hard and it still is very secure. Lastly, I sew on my label with a zigzag stitch, so people who know who made the tail. This step is of course optional. Lastly, pin or clip it to your tail. You need to have a zip or hole left in your tail to stuff it, as the tail base is fully machine sewn to the tail. I just use a regular straight stitch for this. And there you have it, one tail base that is very secure and won't come apart anytime soon. You want to place your belt loops high up on the tail base and reasonably far apart for stability. This tutorial was done on one of our medium tails. The tail bases we just shown you are for our large tails. If you place the belt loops low on the tail base, it may pull away from the wearer, leaving this gap between the wearer's back and the tail. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this tutorial helpful. Please consider supporting my Patreon if you like this video. Plus a big thanks to all my patrons and Patreon sponsors. Without you guys, this wouldn't happen.